Alright, and hello everybody, I'm the Sweetbro27 and welcome to another Dokkan Battle video. Before we get started into the winning run, if you could go down below this video, make sure that you are subscribed, that would be awesome. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers, so please do your part, thank you. So, we're in the Fusion ZAMASU Red Zone, using the superhero team to try to beat the mission there. Now, as per normal with these voiceovers, I normally lose the first run or two, and then I just fast forward them so you can see the attempt. And then here is the winning run. A lot of things had to go right in this run. That's such a hard thing to say, right in this run, for us to actually get this dub. And for starters, this opening turn could not have been more perfect. So with the with the superhero team that I am running, you'll notice that I'm running Vegeta and Trunks and the new Sword of Hope Trunks. They pretty much have to be together. I don't think I could have won this had I floated off the Trunks. You'll see why here in a little bit. But floating Orange Piccolo really came in clutch, because we are able to save the Orange Piccolo transformation until we get to the physical Zamasu, which is when it gets really hard. Is when it gets kind of easy. The Int Zamasu phase is where shit is real. But this opening rotation, not only did we have Vegeta and Trunks next to each other, which was a necessity, we also get Vegeta and Trunks fully built up through their passive. They received enough hits for their attack, their ki, and their defense to all be raised, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So they are already as defensive, like right here, boom, fully built up. Trunks here in slot 2, having him on turn 1 means on turn 5, we can activate his standby, which you'll see that's also very important, that we activate the standby on turn 5. That was part of the plan going into this, and the fact that it actually happened just made this run 10 billion times easier. Now I am also using items. As you saw, I did use a Whis there. I'm unsure if the Whis was necessary on this turn, but for me to win the entire event, yes, it was 100% necessary. Because this upcoming turn, you'll see that one of my characters gets tagged by a normal, and I would not have enough health, because that AoE out the gate does just so much freaking damage. It's insane how powerful this guy is in his first phase. It's kind of almost ridiculous. And it really makes me think that this Orange Piccolo here is probably the number 1 or number 2 unit in the game. I think I heavily overestimated Fusion Zamasu and the future Gohan. I think they're in like the top 5 contingency. And I don't want to put either one of them at 1 since I don't have Bulma, and the popular consensus is Bulma is number 1. But I don't know. I think I did overrate them, because Orange Piccolo is the carry in this video. So this rotation is a little bit scary, and you may be wondering, why did I bring AGL Gogeta? It's purely because of the AoEs. I don't think that AGL Gogeta is better than the 5-year fusion at all, no way in hell. But for this event, the fact that he has his dodge and he doesn't have to super attack in slot 3 to get it makes him much more versatile. And once he goes blue, he becomes a better UI Goku. He does the damage, he does the crits, he does the dodging, everything. So there I was trying to see which one of these two dodging characters had a higher chance to dodge. Now I believe Gogeta has a 50% chance, while Pan has just a flat 30, but she gets a higher chance to dodge. I don't know, I should have read it when it was up there on the screen. You guys can pause and rewind it if you want to. Pan, surprisingly, was an MVP on this run. You'll see here in just a moment, she actually tanks 2 normals for double-digit damage, while Gogeta, who is an EZA unit from this year, he gets tagged twice for almost 200k in total on this turn, with a Whis active right here. Boom, 200. And he gets tagged 2 more times on this turn, I believe. He gets hit several times in his Super Saiyan form. Granted, I know that's like before supering or whatever, but it's scary in this event that his whole point is dodging. Pan dodges, thank you. And that also means she has guaranteed crits for the next 2 turns, as well as, she's giving her support and everything. And this guy does do impressive numbers, this Gogeta. But so the full team that we're running is, we have our floaters, who are, or what I intended to be our floaters. You'll see that we floated a lot of different characters. But I knew I would always have to have a Orange Piccolo on one of these rotations floating around in the ether. Vegeta and Trunks, they had to be there. And now we have this, the 17 who EZA'd. This is actually my first time using him in a difficult event, so this is me reading up on his passive and failing to tap on the button for it to pop up. So he only has damage reduction when you're under a certain HP threshold, which we are currently under. So he has damage reduction, which is great. And he's giving defense support 17% of the whole rotation, and he gives himself some defense after he gets hit. So I figured he would be very effective in this harder start of the fight, especially where there are these AoEs. Like, this ZAMASU is dirty. Once you can get to the physical phase, I really do think that's when the ball is rolling. All of these characters with these, like, restricted standbys and active skills and domains that got introduced during this worldwide download celebration. This event is kind of long enough so that once you get to that phase, all these characters are built up enough that you can really start to thrive. And honestly, I think I kind of have to owe the victory, or at least getting me here, to this Trunks, who just did so much freaking damage. I'm really glad that I did get Sword of Hope. I know I was hoping for Bulma during my summons video, but I think some of these videos that I have been recording would just be outright impossible without him. And now it's time for the boring part of the video, where we have just Orange Piccolo transformations. I do have it. It'll be fast forwarding 10 times speed here, but there's really not a whole lot to say. I collect orbs before I go into the transformation, so I can get a little bit of residual healing. And then, you know, we just do this. It's pretty mind-numbingly boring, you know. Thankfully, this ZAMASU right here doesn't have the damage reduction that the Ent ZAMASU does, because I'm pretty sure if you tried to do Orange Piccolo in that Ent phase, it would just do like outright 0 damage unless you got a crit, which would suck. So I'm floating off Pan here on this turn. I don't even want to risk it because that is a lot of attacks in that middle slot. So I'm keeping the Orange Piccolo, who has another Orange Piccolo transformation, throwing him into slot 1. I believe I save all of the... Yeah, I do. I save all of the physical orbs, and you'll see why here in a second, because on this next turn, we have our win condition, or what I thought would have been our win condition. Turns out it wasn't. The standby for Trunks. So I thought what would happen is, because he gets 50% attack for each super attack performed, I thought the Orange Piccolo giant transformation would count for that. So you'll see that I put all my eggs into this basket trying to kill with the standby, because I was like, Orange Piccolo does 1 billion super attacks. That'll supercharge the fuck out of his standby. It does not. Or if it does, the standby is way weaker than I would have anticipated. But on this upcoming turn, it'll be easier to see kind of once you get to see like the cards I was playing with and what I'm really talking about. Just gotta wait for Pan to super here. But I figured, you know, having all those charges, having the Orange Piccolo transformation, you do just 1 billion super attacks in one turn, would charge up the standby. And we have this Gogeta here transforming, so he now has a permanent 70% chance to dodge at any slot. And here is the turn. So I am going to really quickly, like, past me. I read up on the passive to see what it is, and you get guard and 50% damage reduction in slot 1. Which is perfect, because Vegeta and Trunks, they have to be in slot 1 to guard from turn 6 and onwards from first rotation. So my Vegeta and Trunks, I can safely put them into slot 2. They are still fully built up defensively from their passive. They've gotten several defensive stacks, and they will still be guarding. So I was like, this is a match made in heaven. I'm 100% safe this turn. Granted, I do actually use a Whis item here. I don't think I needed to Whis. I think I was being way too cautious. My main concern was that final attack being the super attack hitting this Gogeta, and I didn't want to lose, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't want to lose to a 30% chance to get hit. I don't think even a Whis would have saved me had this Gogeta been hit, because 40% damage reduction in today's meta is nothing. Like, ZAMASU, again, I'm not going to trash on that unit. It's probably one of my new favorite LRs in the game. But after the first couple turns and his damage reduction goes away, even post-super, I've had some difficulties in these new events. Now, again, granted, mine is only 55%, and on any average turn, he's under 200k defense at start a turn. So, you know, having 40% damage reduction isn't always, you know, the end-all be-all greatest defensive thing in the game. But, you know, having a Whis every now and then, it made me feel a little bit more confident. And this guy just does so much damage. Now, unfortunately, because, again, minus 55%, I don't get a whole lot of crits with him. And he is one of those characters where crits would be really important to have. Kind of like, you know, your STR Final Form Coolers, or your Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, the what is it? The Dual Dokkan Fest from 2021. The SSJ who transforms into SJ3, the one who is my icon on YouTube and Twitch, and I think on TikTok too. I have the same picture. I need to put that on my Twitter. Oh, also plug, I have a Twitter now. Go peep all the links down in the description if you want to see just more of me. And yet again, we're going to have another boring turn. We are doing an Orange Piccolo. Now, before we do that, this is important. You see the healing that I do here? This is kind of important, being at full health, and you'll see why here in a second. Because I kind of screw myself over. Because I was above Android 17's threshold to have his damage reduction, but I was not at full health. Healing with these orbs actually is what gives me the victory. You'll see that on the very final turn, there's a very scary interaction where I'm just, I think it's less than 100,000 damage or HP away from losing. So again, I'm at full HP here, already Orange Piccoloed and everything, and I thought all of those super attacks would have made the standby incredibly powerful. Again, it did not work that way, or if it did work that way, Trunks' standby just sucks. I hate to say it. Hate to break it to you. But this is the penultimate turn, you know. Orange Piccolo, he's just going to do his thing. He's going to do a ton of damage. 17 was actually a pretty nice little support unit. I liked having him on the team. I think, obviously, the Orange Piccolos were probably the MVP, which is ironic because we have MVP 17 on the team. But I don't think this would have been possible, or at least this run, had I not had my rotation set the way that I did. Like, look at this. Between the two hits, he's one of the most defensive units that I thought he would have been one of the most defensive units that I had on the team, and he took nearly 300k. Nearly, just under, which is so crazy that Orange Piccolo, like, he doesn't have any damage reduction or anything right now. 86 damage. Oh, no, he does, because I used to Weasel that last turn. That's right. So here it is. I'm like, all right, I did it. GG. Easy victory. I even turned on animations because I was like, I don't know if there's a KO screen. I actually don't know if there is a KO screen for this animation. I would have loved to have seen it if it was, but here we go. We do this animation, which is beautiful, and then the ending is so anticlimactic. But he reverts back to normal. I'm like, oh shit. I have no more items. I have to put my faith in Vegeta and Trunks. I put them into slot 1. We have the Dokkan attack. I contemplated right here being like, do I want to reset the app and put Pan into slot 1? I was like, no. I just gotta hope that there's no super. And here it is. I'm sighing. I'm like, 17 dodge. It doesn't kick in. I'm expecting to have to redo the run. I'm like, that's it. GG. 400k damage. We barely live. And that is the victory right there, chat. Actually, I don't think the Dokkan attack kills. I'm pretty sure it's sort of hope Trunks actually gets the final blow here. But it doesn't really matter. We got the victory anyway. But that will be all for this time, guys. I have been the SweetBro27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, and a TikTok, the links to which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to please like the video and subscribe, because I am trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the worldwide download celebration. So, hey, please do your part and help me out. But that will be all for now. So, as always, I've been the SweetBro27. Well, I guess I'm not signing off yet. I'm going to show all my teams, but this will be like where my voiceover ends. And leave me a comment. I forgot to say that. Leave me a comment, positive, negative, or indifferent. I would love just any sort of interaction I can get from you guys. Let me know, how have you been doing in these events as well? I want to chat with some of y'all down below. But yeah, for realsies this time, I'm signing off.